Good morning, James here. I want to talk to you this morning, or depending on where you are in the world, about what inspires you. I know, you know, a lot of people need to focus on what inspires you, what gets you out of bed in the morning. Saying, go to bed satisfied, wake up excited. For instance, me, at the end of the day, when I go to bed, I meditate for me personally. But I know a lot of people don't. They find it difficult. They've tried it, and it's like, whatever the case may be, it's like, it's kind of like glue as far as I can tell that, what you focus on is what you have in your life. So at bedtime, it's a great time to sit and reflect on your day. You know, um, did you make someone smile? Did you share a little joy? What challenges did you overcome? Um, what did you accomplish? And what were your challenges? And 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 this goes to, I mean, I journal, but not in the, like prototypical way that most people think of journaling. I generally, as a rule, I I write after I meditate, because so many great things come through me as I meditated, because when you meditate and you meditate for any amount of time, you know, you allow for your inner soul to speak and come out. And for me, I love it. That's why, like I write. There's nothing on that page, but there is on this page, and there is on the pages before. And but you know when you are sitting and reflecting at the end of your day, like, this is really important to take a look at. You know, what did you do that helped someone? And even more importantly, what did you do that helped yourself? And what were your challenges? And it's a great idea to take and write those things down, because, like, I've had journals that go back to 2014 ish. And yeah, 24, when did my mom pass? So 2011, 13, 14. So either 2013 or 2014. And I had years of journals where I would go back and I'd read and I'd go, thank you, thank you, thank you for journaling, because, and or writing, because when I went back in my journals, I could see, oh my God, that helped me to get over this hump in the road. And it helped me to grow as a person and develop and deepen my humanity. And I mean, I've talked in other videos about this, where I was raised in an oil patch family, and I ended up working in the oil patch, in the oil industry. And I became a very, very cynical, hard human being. The point is, by journaling, it helped me de-evolve that part of myself that was had become hard, cynical. And I man I manifested a whole lot of real ugly shit in my life. That that I mean, I burned bridges. I lost, like, an old childhood high school friends, just because of my harshness. So, by journaling, this really helped me to learn about myself and find out, what really was important to me. And, because I never believed I'd have kids. I never thought, I didn't think I was going to make it to 20. And then in my 20s, I didn't think I was going to make it to 30 years old. The really great thing about writing or journaling is that you get to, take a look at your takeaways from the day. You know, in the challenging things, how can I improve? Yeah, if I had this to do over again, oh my God, would I redo do a do over? Would I have spoken differently? Would I have you know treated that person with more respect? And then what I learned was the fact that I was being that way. I wasn't being honoring to myself or respectful of myself. I mean, that's a lot to take away. So if I say one thing, it's just to take one piece out of this, and just to like, don't start meditating unless you really want to. um, you know but I take one takeaway is take and write your thoughts at the end of the day, reflect, and you'll be really surprised by what shows up out of it. Now, one of the things that I like, I mean, I literally hated school. I had like grade six, Sister Aloysius. What a freaking witch. There was about 4 or 5 of us guys that we made her life a living miserable hell. And, she would, she had this yardstick, or I guess now we call it a meter stick. And she would smack kids on the fingers or across the back. Well, for us 4 or 5 guys, she would take this thing, and as she's bringing it down over your shoulder, she'd turn it on edge, and you could hear it crack on your shoulder blades, or on, like Martin or Richard or Lionel. We could hear it crack on their shoulder blades. Anyways, one of the things coming out of high school, getting to work on drilling rigs, was I found that I loved to read. And I started to read. And then eventually it became this voracious appetite for learning. And out of the reading, like I ended up learning about myself. And one of the people I actually ended up, it was years and years later. It was Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate. And whenever I brought this, well, not whenever, but occasionally when I brought this up to people, oh yeah, that rich, billionaire, or, well, he wasn't a billionaire then, he was a millionaire, because that was in the late 1800s, 1900s, and the early 20th century. And yeah, he did. He became very, very wealthy. With the railroads, the steel that he manufactured for the railroads. But it wasn't about his wealth. It was, what intrigued me the most is where he came from in Scotland as a young boy, and when his parents emigrated to the United States, and how they struggled. Like, we have no concept. Even me working in the oil industry, yeah, did I struggle in the blood and the guts and the beer? Hell yeah. But what I struggled with was nothing like what he struggled with, and his family and his siblings, to make himself the man that he became, and the man that he eventually was. And one of the things that I loved out of listening to his audio is, it was a 4.5 hour audiobook. I was taking a trip to into the next province in Canada, and our provinces are freaking massive. And I listened to this thing like the whole way out, right? And it was like I was thunderstruck. So, listening to autobiographies of the adversities that Andrew Carnegie overcame. Anyways, something that for me, getting back to what I was talking about originally, was that's how I end my day. But how I start my day is, I start my day, for me, is a meditation, like a small meditation in bed. And I'll post this. I'll type it in underneath. I'm laying in bed, and the first thing I do is I wake up, and I literally think this, and I breathe in, saying to myself, waking up this morning, I smile. I have 24 brand new hours before me. I vow to live them gracefully, and look at everybody I meet through the eyes of compassion. Now, when I first started, well, hang on. So when I say the first line, I breathe in with it. When I say the second line, I breathe out. When I say the third line, I breathe in. When I say the fourth line, I breathe out. Now, when I first started doing this meditation, I I had to write it out because I couldn't remember it. I mean, I'm going, like, have you got air in your freaking head? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? But anyways, I ended up writing it. I haven't got any in front of me, but I wrote it on a 3x5 card, and I would just lean over to my nightstand and I'd pick it up and I would read it. And I remember it's like my meditative practice when I started it in 1997. I mean, I had to literally look, and we were saying it in Tibetan back then, Lama La Chobsan Chio, Gendan La Chobsan Chio. Anyways, the four phrases of this mantra that we spoke. But it was like that. I had to write the mantra down. Vis-a-vis, I had to write down this morning meditation, real short, and I'll say it like now I've got it memorized because I've been doing it for so many years. But I wrote it on a 3x5 card at first, and until it was so ingrained, I could say it, and I can still say it now. So that's what I did. So if any of this kind of rings true for you, leave a leave 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 a mention in the comment, like what your thoughts are, what your experiences are. Um, and if you like the video, click like. And if you liked it that much, click subscribe. Have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.